When Tony Romo retired back in 2016, a young stud in Dak Prescott was launched into superstardom with the Cowboys. And although he's helped the team to some success, they haven't been able to get back to the big game. But can this be the year that they finally do? Let's talk about it.
Prescott looking deep, going deep, and it's caught on the run. Lamb's got it and a big gainer.
The Cowboys have always been one of those teams, and not just the NFL, but sports in general, so no matter how good or bad they are, you just know that they'll be talked about. When Dak was drafted, they were coming off an underwhelming 4-12 season, as it had become very obvious that Tony Romo's time had come to an end. So going into the following year with an exciting rookie like Dak, many were curious about what could happen, but I doubt many could have anticipated this.
This one downfield, pass caught, touchdown Des Bryant.
Even though he was a rookie, Dak played like he had been in the league for a decade, as his over 3,600 yards and 23 touchdowns, along with an impressive only 4 picks, helped lead the team to a 13-3 record. Not only did Dallas just go from the bottom to the top of the division, they were the very best in the entire conference, so going up against Green Bay in the divisional was looking like a pretty exciting matchup. In an absolute nail-biter, the Cowboys and Packers went back and forth until good old Discount Double Check did his thing, and I'm pretty sure you know the rest. All things considered, it was insane that they made it to the spot in the first place, but Dak was heartbroken, I'm sure, and so it gave him some fuel to come back better than ever the following year. Once again, Dak was able to lead the Cowboys to a solid season, but this time his drop in production, along with a few untimely losses, kept them from the playoffs after such a great previous year. I'm sure it's not exactly what Dallas wanted after being the number 1 seed, but it was a well-needed reality check for a young stud like Dak that had a lot of success early on. With all this in mind, going into 2018, the Cowboys were given the opportunity to prove if they were the real deal or not. And behind Dak's nearly 3,900 yards and 22 touchdowns, they proved the doubters wrong and were able to get back to the postseason once again.
Prescott, good pocket field, deep throw, caught, Bryant.
A matchup against Seattle in the wild card gave Dak an opportunity to win his first playoff game as a Cowboy. And although it was back and forth, ultimately the Mississippi State stud came out on top. After missing the playoffs the year before, a big win against the Seahawks was well worth the wait, but I'm sure Dak and the team wanted much more. And so going up against LA in the divisional seemed like yet another opportunity to prove that Dallas was back to business. Dak may have played well, but it wasn't enough to help the Cowboys make their way to the conference title game, as they once again fell short to this time the on-fire LA Rams. Following an underwhelming playoff run the previous year, going into 2019, it was shaping up to be a bit of a statement season for a Cowboys team that was always in the mix, but never truly elevated to the place where I'm sure they wanted to be. And it seems like Dak took that to heart.
Prescott trying to get loose, flag is down, there's Bryant inside the 5.
Nearly 5,000 yards and 30 touchdowns were impressive stats, but didn't necessarily translate into a whole bunch of wins, as rough enough Dallas missed the playoffs behind an 8-8 regular season. I'm sure Dak was disappointed, but in his case, he put it all out on the field, and so it had many questioning about the future of the team and whether or not they had all the right people. And so it led to them doing this.
Cowboys have officially fired Coach Jason Garrett.
Seems like good old Jerry Jones meant business, as he decided to let go of Jason G after years and years of falling short of the big game. And so I guess it made sense that he hired someone who had been there and won it all before.
Sources say that they are focused on hiring Mike McCarthy.
Early on, it was looking like Dak was benefiting quite a bit from the move, as he had over 1,800 yards in his first 4.5 games, until this happened.
Oh no! Oh no!
Losing your QB1 5 games into your first season as a head coach was pretty dang tough on McCarthy, so their 6-10 finish was not all that surprising, and made many curious about how they would respond the following year. Not only did the Cowboys just have Dak back, but they also made what could have been their best move in the past decade by selecting this dude.
They give it a different look on the reverse, nobody home, that's the man, Micah Parsons.
Going into 2021, Dallas was locked and loaded, and time again, Dak proved that he was in it to win it, as his over 4,400 yards and career-best 37 touchdowns were able to fuel the Cowboys to their best season since 2016 as they went 12-5.
Throws, lofting end zone, it is caught for the touchdown! Dalton Schultz.
After injuries, letdowns, and problems of all sorts, Dak and the gang were looking to change the narrative for Dallas, but a matchup against San Francisco seemed to be a bit too much to handle.
Debo follows his blockers and takes off inside the 10.
From the get-go, they really didn't have much of a chance, because even though they only lost by 6, it came after 10 unanswered fourth quarter points that made the game look much closer than it really was. Following quite an interesting last few years, going into 2022, Dallas was put in a great spot to do their thing. And although Dak hasn't played as well as he has in previous years, he's still done enough to win games like this.
Prescott fires, caught, Lamb!
As of writing this, the Cowboys are sitting at 11-4 and going up against the Josh Dobbs-led Titans on Thursday night tomorrow. We'll see how that goes, but based on the recent play, I would guess that Dallas would come out on top.
Prescott with plenty of time, fires, touchdown!
And in turn advance to a solid 12-4 record as they make their way up the NFC. Sorry to stop the video like this, but if you're here, it'd be awesome if you could subscribe, like, turn on post notifications, and hey, comment down below who you think is going to win the Super Bowl. But anyways, back to the video. On one side of the ball, Micah Parsons is playing like a defensive player of the year, as a league-leading 79 pressures are making him a matchup nightmare for any quarterback that he's gone up against. So even though good old Nicky Bosa is likely a shoo-in for the award, Micah is still playing great football, and it's allowed the team to keep winning, even though Dak hasn't exactly been playing his best football.
Prescott throws backwards and intercepted. Jenkins has another one, racing down the sidelines.
Thankfully, McCarthy has been kind to Dacky and echoed the sentiment that he needs to keep firing so that the team is able to maintain their momentum going into the playoffs. And it seems like Dak agrees, as he's been on countless Cowboys teams that have struggled in a similar situation, and so he understands the importance of building confidence and momentum going into by far and away the most important part of the year. They may not be in control, as he would say, but the Cowboys are only able to do as much as they can, and so whether that's enough to take the number 1 seed or just enough to get in the playoffs, it seems like Dak is looking to make the very most of whatever the opportunity may be. If I was being 100% honest, I think it's going to be tough for Dallas to make their way out of the NFC as long as Hurts is healthy, the Vikings keep up their level of play, and Brock keeps doing whatever he's doing. But hey, you never know. Keep in mind that Dak has experience on his side, and that's something more valuable than people would think, because since he's been in quite a few big games, I think he'll be way more prepared than many of the guys that he's going up against. So although he may not be perfect, and he may have struggled quite a bit this year, and I mean, this did happen to him.
Completion, and then another one on this drive, running back. Outside.
He's been able to lead the Cowboys to win their best season since he's been there, so that has to mean something. No matter if this is their year or next, Dallas has a great team full of young talent on both sides of the ball, with studs like CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons making the future look very promising for the good old Cowboys. See, even though they're in what is quickly becoming the most competitive division in the league, I'm confident that Dallas will always be in the mix no matter how good the teams around them get, even if Jalen Hurts keeps doing stuff like this.
Takes off, easily the first down. Hurts on his way, first and goal for Philadelphia.
Dallas may have fallen short countless times in the past decade, but when you think about it, failure is about as good a teacher as you can have. So even though they've gone through it quite a bit, I think it's going to be a big help for a lot of the young studs on the team. I mean, it's nearly impossible for a team full of rookies to make a Super Bowl, but it's a whole lot different when you have a bunch of second and third year Pro Bowl talent rounding out one of the most impressive rosters in the AFC. If you think Micah's good now, well then give him a few more years, and trust me, he'll be pretty much unstoppable. So as long as Dallas is able to keep playing the way that they have, I'm sure that some big wins are in the future. But hey, what do I know?
Absolutely nothing.
Do you guys think that Dak Prescott will be able to lead the Cowboys to the big game, or are they just going to fall short once again? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Dak Prescott has had quite a unique career in Dallas, and in that time has had plenty of ups and downs, but as of now is leading an impressive Cowboys team to yet another playoff run. So let's just say that it should be exciting to see what will happen next.
Prescott in trouble, Maddox is there again. Prescott still on his feet, he completes, it's a first down.
Thanks for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, like, turn on post notifications, and comment down below stuff you want next. But anyway, see you all soon, and peace out.
Question.
Look at this.
That'll be a meme, gif, or something. I don't know what those things are.